Hello everyone. Today is day two of our October Christmas craft along. I'm so glad that you are here today. We are going to have a lot of fun. We have two projects lined up for today. Let me just give you a quick peek what they are. So this one is our little open pinch bag here. So you can just pinch that open and you're able to slide a little gift in there. Isn't that adorable? So cute. And then we have this really cute gift card holder. So it opens this way, and then you can slide your little gift card in here, but then you can also open it up and put your little message here. So I'm going to show you how to create this one as well. We are going to start with our little bag. So let me just turn you down real quick. There we go. And we are going to get crafting. So this is a pinch to open and close bag. So I think I said it incorrectly before, but this is what we're going to make today. And as you can see, we're going to be doing a lot of heat embossing. So for those of you that watched yesterday, fingers crossed we don't have that crazy mishap like we had yesterday. So we are going to be using the Stay Warm stamp set. This is the stamp set that we're going to be using today. We are also going to be using the sentiment from the traditional label dies. So if you don't have this die set, please feel free to use whatever you have, or you're always welcome to order this through me. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with our little bag first. And I apologize in advance if I sound a little nasally. I don't know if I caught a cold or if this is allergies or what the deal is. But let's get going here. So I'll put our little bag on the side so I can see it. Here's our wonderful stamp set. Get my glasses on and let's get crafting. All right, so we are going to start with... And now, for those of you that aren't aware, this was a kit that you were able to purchase about a month ago. And we're going to be creating together 13 projects. So initially it was 12, but then we decided let's have a bonus project. So we are going to be doing that as well. You can still get the kit. You can either get the kit in full, or you can get the tutorial, and I do have all the information listed in this video, so just be sure to look for that. And I think that is it, so let's get crafting. Oh, you also get included is a 38-page tutorial. So all of our projects have a fantastic tutorial. It includes pictures, diagrams. So this is the one for the box. So you get this nice layout, you get the picture, you get the written instructions as well. So we are going to be referring to this every once in a while. All right. So we are going to grab our piece of Designer Series paper. Now the paper was cut 4.5 wide by 6.5 tall. So that is what we have here. Then it says you need to score. So we are going to score. So I've already done the scoring ahead of time. But we are going to score. So let's move this down here. You're going to score at 1/2 inch. So right here, 1/2 inch all the way down. Then you're going to scooch this over to 2.5 and score that all the way down. Then you're going to turn your paper and score at 1/2 inch again, right at the top, just like that. And then you're going to turn your paper a full 180, and you are going to score at the 1 inch mark. Okay, right there. So Just give you a second to catch up. If I am going too fast, which I probably am, when you're watching the replay, you will be able to pause the video. All right. So now we are going to take our paper, and at the 1/2 inch mark that we scored, we're going to fold it towards the front, just like that. Then we are going to fold our other score marks. So that was at the 1/2 inch, and this was at 2 1/2. And we also have that big one at the bottom at the 1 inch. Okay, so here we have that. Now what we're going to do is grab our snips, and we're going to do some trimming. Okay, so at the bottom, you are going to look at your tutorial, and it shows you exactly where to cut. So you're going to cut up to the 1 inch, and then you're going to cut on an angle. So you're going to be taking that piece away. Okay? Then what you're going to do is grab the paper trimmer again. I forgot this part, but we are going to cut at this 2 1/2 inch mark, but we're going to go up to that 1 inch line. Okay, so we're going to cut. Come on, open it up. There we go. So we have that cut there. And then we are going to cut at the 1 1/2 inch. Is it there? No, we are going to cut at, yep, the 1 1/2 inch. And then we are going to cut at the 3 1/2 inch. So we have that, we have that. I'll just cut that, and you're going to go right to that 1 inch, just like that. So we have these little tabbies, okay? Now, just put this down here. All right, let's start assembling our box. This goes super quick. So you can have your box with any of the papers. It doesn't have to be the exact ones that we pictured. So we will, let's see here, what do I want? I think we'll go this way. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive right on that 1/2 inch strip. I'm going to fold that down, just like that. I'm going to fold these in, just like that, and we're going to attach this little 1/2 inch strip to the other side, so it makes it like a little pouch. Okay, so let's grab our adhesive and put that right on this edge, just like that. Fold that in, and then go down. Very easy. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to pinch the bottom, and we're going to fold in our little tabs. So you're going to put adhesive on some of them. So we're just going to go like that, and we'll do like every other one. So we'll fold one in, and then the next one, just like that. And we have adhesive on here, so we want to fold this one down next. All right, and then we have that one. So you're just going to kind of do every other one. And now you have this little box bottom, and you have your little pinch box. Super cute. And then you just like pinch it closed, and then whatever you have in, it's not going to fall out. You pinch it, it opens, and you can put whatever it is you want in there. All right, so now we are going to jazz this up. So we are going to be doing some embossing. I'm a little scared because of what happened yesterday. Let's start small. Let's start with the heart. All right, so what I did, because yesterday's little snafu, I ended up getting the embossing powder all over the top of this pad. So I tried scraping it off. It didn't come off. I tried wiping it off. It didn't want to wipe off. So what I did was I figured, what else do I have to lose? I took it to the sink and I ran cold water over the top and I just slightly rubbed and all that embossing powder came off. So in the event you have a little snafu like we had yesterday, that is how you can fix it. Okay, so let's see how this works. I'm going to juice that up with our Versamark. Stamp our little heart, just like that. So it is a little on the juicy side because I did re-juice it. So we'll just let that hang for a second while we get this. Oh, I'm so scared. So we're going to put that in our tray. You know what? And we're actually going to cover this so it doesn't get covered with embossing powder again. Here, a little embossing powder and sprinkle it over the top. Just like that. We'll close this so we don't have some other new kind of issue. And we're just going to pick this up very carefully. This is where things went bad yesterday. There we go. And I'm going to move this out of the way and we'll grab our heat gun. So far we're doing well. We're doing good. And let's heat this up. And you'll get to see how it changes. So I'm going to get it closer to the camera so you can see in just a little bit here how it's going to change. You want to keep your heat gun moving so it doesn't burn your embossing powder. There we go. All right. Yes. So I'll put this one on the side and let's do our little mittens. Let's clean this real quick. All right. Clean that off. Put that back and we will grab our little mittens. So now you're going to need both of them. So we are just going to do them at one time. So there's 2 stamps and we're just going to emboss them at the same time. Do the same thing. We'll juice them up. Stamp them down. They're happy little gloves, happy little mittens. And we already have some powder in here, so we will just scooch it right up on top there. There we go. Grab our little brush, brush that off. Yay, we didn't have a total mishap. All right, grab our gun once again. And let's keep this up. Keep your gun moving. I know you're tempted to just kind of keep it in one spot. So keep it moving. And there we go. Perfect. Put that on the side. And we will trim this out. Now there is not a die set that goes with this. But you know what? That's okay because these are easy peasy to trim out. So if you have already created the cards that we did yesterday, please post a picture of them in the comments. I would love to see how your cards turn out. I think that would be a lot of fun. Love to see your renditions if you've changed things up a little bit or if you kept them the same. All right, so now we'll trim these out. So you can get a kit of your very, very own. So you can create these projects as well. If you don't want the whole kit, but you would like to know how to make them, the tutorial is also available for purchase. I believe it is $35. Or you can also get it for free, I believe, with a $50 purchase at my online store. I will email that over to you. And then we do have free shipping coming up tomorrow. I think it's like a 3-day sale. So you can also get your kit that way with the free shipping sale. And I'll have more info posted on that tomorrow. All right, so we have our little mittens. They are so cute. All right, let me clean those off, put these away. So cute. All right, so we have our little bits and pieces. We have our pouch. Now you want to grab some of your baker's twine. If you don't want the red and white, you do have the option to use whatever it is that you have on hand. But your kit included the red and white. So what we're going to do is put a little adhesive on the back of our heart. Just like that. And we're going to make a little loop. I'm just going to put that right on the back of the heart. There we go. And we'll grab a dimensional. Where did I put that? In there. Grab a dimensional and we'll put that right over the top. So it's going to give it a little height on our box, and it's also going to help hold down the baker's twine. All right, and we'll just put that right here at the top. So we have that there, and now we're going to trim. There we go. And we will grab some baker's or some adhesive to put on the back, just like that. Now you could probably use liquid glue, which I guess I would probably recommend, but you would have to let it dry before you moved it. All right, so we're going to take our baker's twine and put one of the gloves on there just like that. And put the other one here. So if you use the liquid glue, you could leave your little mittens dangle, okay? But because they're sticky on the back, I'm just going to tack them down. There we go. Whoop. And there we go. Here's our little pinch box. Isn't that adorable? So cute. So this is the one we just did, and then I used a different paper for my sample. Super cute. So you could fit any kind of like lotions, candy. You could fit like some hand sanitizers. I would probably go with like some lotion. I think that would be a little more fun with candy. You gotta have candy. All right, so there's our boxes. All right, next we are going to create that. Let's see, what is it called? It is a, whoop, don't want to lose all my pieces. This is the double open gift card holder. All right, so where did I put my sample? I don't even know where I put my sample. Oh, here it is. Okay, So, my friend Deb had designed both of these projects. So she is one of the three in our group that designed the cards for this. So I want to give her cred for these. So it opens this way. And then you have the little spot in here for your gift card. And then you can open it up again. And then you can put your little message in there. Isn't that adorable? Super cute. All right, so let's get crafting on this one. And there is some more embossing. So we will have to be very careful. Okay, so we are going to start with our sentiment. So that has some time to dry. So we are going to grab our label here. And you have an envelope filled with all these labels. And we're going to use the same sentiment that we used yesterday. And we'll use the Real Red. Now, if you don't have Real Red, you could always use like Cherry Cobbler or whatever it is you would like to use. So we are going to stamp, and actually I'm going to the back of this one because I think I got it too juicy. There we go. So that'll work. All right, will that work? I have to do it facing me, otherwise it's just going to go crazy. Let's hope this works. And there we go. That turned out fantastic. All right, we'll clean that off. We don't need that anymore. We'll let that dry. And let's get our basic white. You are going to need a piece of basic white cardstock to stamp your little sweater. Is it white? Let me just double check the directions here. Alright, so then stamp the sweater in Versamark on scrap white and then emboss in white. Alright, so we have a piece of white cardstock. We'll grab our stamp. Now, let's do this. Let's hope this works well. Where's our Versamark? Here we go. All right, so we are going to juice up our stamp. Get that all covered nicely. And we'll stamp. So you do have enough white in your kit to do all your stamping. And that is fabulous. So let's just trim this out just a little bit here. So I don't want to try and fit this whole piece of paper in my little tray. Okay. Cover this, get my tray, and scooch that in. Let's cover. I think I'm definitely going to need a little more. This makes me nervous. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's not have it flip all over the place like yesterday. All right. There we go. Have to be a little cautious. There we go. Oh, that looks fantastic. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but we got that. So now, let's use our little tweezers here and our heat gun. And let's watch it change. There we go. Again, be sure to keep your heat gun moving. So the reason I tell you that is because I have learned that if you keep it on one spot and you're using the white powder, it will turn your powder brown. And it's really not a pretty look. So I know some people will emboss from the back. They will put the heat on the back. To me, I'm very impatient, so I will not do it that way. All right. So now we have our little sweater, and we're just going to let this hang out here for a little bit. All right, we are going to need a piece of scrap paper. So we'll just use the back of our tutorial. All right, so now you want to pull out all your little bits and pieces. So you want to cut out your garden green. And then it told you in the directions where to score it. So let me just put this on the side and then we'll go over that. All right, so your garden green, you are going to cut it. It is 10.5 wide, 4 1/4 tall, and you're going to score it on the long side at 2 and then again at 5. Okay, make sure that you're using the scoring tool, not the cutting. So 2 and at 5. All right, then you take your real red, and it tells you the directions in the tutorial, and then you're going to score it at 4 3/4, and that is just right in half. So you're going to score it that way. Now when you fold, if you're able to, so when you score, so I'd scored on this side, it pushes the cardstock down so that the other side will have the hump. I know you really can't see it on the camera. But when you fold it, you want to fold towards the hump. It makes a cleaner fold. Okay. So you're going to fold that. Let me just press that down. Just like that. And then you're going to fold your card base just like that. And then, let's see, which way does it go? That will fold in. Okay, so you take the small end, you fold it in, press that out, and you want to fold in again in half, and press that. Okay, so now let's start at the back of our card. So we are going to take our designer series paper, and again, the directions give you the exact measurements. So you trim that out, and we're going to attach that to our card base. Just like that. All right, so this is the back side or the inside of our card. Now we want to take our real red and attach this to our card. So it's just like that. All right. And then we also have a piece of basic white. So the measurements for the basic white, I believe they were like 2 3/4 by like 4 1/2, if I'm not mistaken. And you're going to attach that right on the inside. So let's take care of that. And there's nothing on the other side, so I don't know why I always flip it. Kind of weird. All right, so we're just going to put that right on the inside. Just like that. We'll close this and put adhesive on the back end, the back side, and attach that to our card. It's just going to go right in the center. There we go. So our card opens this way and then it opens that way. Okay, so let's put this on the side and let's find our little sweater because we are going to color him. All right, and we want to have some time for it to dry. So in your tutorials, it says to grab out your blending brushes or your blends. So you have Shaded Spruce, light and dark, and then you have Real Red, light and dark. And we're just going to color our little sweater. So I'm going to start with the light. I'll turn it this way. And when you color this, you want to go off. So you're not going to stay in the lines, okay? You're going to color off. So it's going to go like this. You're going to go off the edge. Okay, because when you trim, you're not going to be trimming right on that line. So there's the light. Let's grab some dark. And now the dark, I'm just going to be going along the little zigzaggy here. That's the technical term, so you know, the zigzaggy. And you can color it however you would like. So I'm just going to blend that up into the light, just like that. Okay, now we're going to grab our red. Again, you can color this however you would like. So going in the zigzaggies. And you want to remember to go off and past the outline. Love the messy coloring. So it's lighter here. We're going to add just a little more ink here to make it just a little darker. So it's kind of like an ombre type look. I'm going to grab the dark, Real Red. And we're going to do the same thing. So no having to worry about staying in the lines on this one. It's my kind of coloring. All right. So I'm just going to blend it up into the light. Get somewhere in the dark. Make sure we're past the edges. Grab some dark. All right. Fabulous. Then you are going to take a Kleenex and you're just going to wipe. So you're going to go over the green and then go over the red. So the reason we're doing this is because you have the embossed white on here and you're going over it with ink. When you start touching it, you don't want to get the ink all over your hands. So you're just wiping that off with the tissue. All right. So now let's just let this dry. Let's leave that be. And let's finish assembling the rest of our card. Okay, so we want to put some designer paper on here. In your tutorial, it gives you all the dimensions. So you have a piece here, you have this, your label, your little strip. You also want to go and pick out your cutouts. So you have two with the leaves, then you have a little bow. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's attach. So we have our designer series paper. And this is the smaller, or like the smallest of the three pieces that you're cutting out. And that's going just right on the front. There we go. Then we want to open it up and let's get the strip in here. Let's do that. Let's create the little pocket where our gift card is going to go. So remember how we did on the card yesterday where we cut out a little notch? That's what we're going to do again today. So you're just going to grab any size circle that you want and punch out a little notch. Just like that. All right, so let's grab that little strip. Where did that strip of paper go? Here it is. I'll put some adhesive on the back. And this is going to go on the inside. Kind of want to line that up where it's going to go. Straighten it out. So if you use a liquid glue, you have more time to move your paper. And you kind of want to do this together because if your notch is down too far, you're going to end up seeing the green. All right, so again, you're going to want to grab either liquid glue or your little strips, your tear and tape. And we're just going to do the sides. Just like that. We'll do the other side. You want to make sure you leave enough room. Oh, it's sticking to my finger big time. Enough room so that you can get your gift card in there. Mush that down. Grab the scissors. There we go. Pull that off. We'll grab the other side. There we go. And then press that down. And there you go. You can stick your little gift card inside there. Awesome. All right, so now you have your other piece of Designer Series paper. In your tutorial, it does give you the directions on how to cut everything out. All right, so let's attach this to the front of the card. Right here, we're going to have just like the common border. So it's the same all the way around. All right, and then you're going to take one of the little floral patterns that you punched out, and we're going to attach that. That right there. Isn't that pretty? All right, so then our inside, we want to grab the other floral, and let's put that right in the corner there. Now you don't have to use the exact ones that we're using. You could always use whatever it is of the punch outs that you want. There we go. Cute. All right, so let's finish building up the front of our card. So you want to pull out your soft seafoam label. This was cut out of the Stylish Shapes, and we're going to attach this to our card. You only want to put adhesive on one part of it, on one side. Just put that right about there. Okay, now let's take our sweater that had enough time to set and to dry. And we're going to trim this out. Now, I suppose if you wanted to, you could stay in the lines, but why put that kind of stress on yourself? There we go, get the end. And we'll come back and cut in between those little arms. There, and then the other side. Pull that out. And there we go. So we don't need that anymore. We have our little sweater. Let's attach that. We're going to use some dimensionals. And there we go. And I'm going to use the thinner side here, the thinner pieces, to do the arms of our sweater. There's one. There's that. And let's see here. Put that up top here. Let's peel off some of these edges or the little bits here. Peel them off. And let's grab one more little piece here. Right there. All right. So now we want to put this on our card. Just right in the center. Just like that. You could angle it if you want. You're going to take your little bow and we're going to grab a little liquid glue. Just a little dot. Less is more. You don't need a whole lot. Put that right on our sweater. Our beautiful little sweater. All right, and then we have our tag. So we're going to do much like we did yesterday. We'll put adhesive in the center. Nothing on the sides because it's going to go in between our little arms here. Let's center that. There we go. Perfect. Now we have these adorable sparkle sequins. And yesterday I realized we forgot to add some of these on our cards. I think I was just so thrown with the craziness that was happening. Totally forgot. All right, so let's grab some of the sequins. So we'll grab a bigger one. We'll put one there. Little one right there. And let's grab one of those big ones here. We'll put that there. So we have our 3. And I believe we have our cards. So you open it up, you put your little gift card in there, and then in here you can put your message. That is adorable. So cute, so cute. All right, so here was my sample. So we made these today. And then here's our little pinch bags where you can put a little gift in there. Oh, wait, our little mitten kind of fell. There we go. Whoop. There we go. So here, oh, look at all the junk here on the sides. Don't look at that. All right, so here are the fantastic projects that we made. I hope you like them. This was day 2. And again, I will be back here tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and we will make projects. Let's see. Today we did 3 and 4. Tomorrow's 5 and 6. So I will see you all back here tomorrow. Thank you so much, and God bless. Bye-bye.